Okay, let's talk about time signatures, also known as meter signatures. So when you see this written down, you might see it referred to as a meter signature or a time signature. That is this symbol here. Now the symbol is always going to be the same in that it's always going to be two numbers, a number stacked on top of another number. Now what this is telling us is two different things, right? Each number tells us something different. The top number always tells us how many beats in a measure. So we've been talking about every measure needs to get 4 beats, right? That's what constitutes a measure, is 4 beats of stuff. So that is what's telling us this number up here, right? I can change it. Let's do this. Okay, now we're in a meter of 3/4. Now each bar needs to have 3 beats worth of stuff, right? So if I make quarter notes, I can now only put 3 in a measure, right? It's not going to let me put any more in there. Now so I have 3 beats per measure now because I am in 3/4 time. If I was in 4/4 time, I could put 4. If I was in 5/4 time, I could have 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that top number tells us how many beats in a measure, right? The bottom number is a little trickier. The bottom number tells us how we define the beat. It tells us what is the beat. So what we're saying up here is there are 5 beats in a measure, right? That's easy enough. Down here, we're saying what kind of note is a beat? And in this case, it's a 4. That means quarter note. So 5 quarter notes is what makes up a measure. 5 quarter notes. Over here, 3 quarter notes make up a beat. How about this one? 2 quarter notes make up a measure. A second ago, I just said 5 quarter notes make up a beat. That was wrong. Make up a measure is what I'm saying here. So 2, in this case, 2, 4. 2 quarter notes make up 1 beat. Okay, now let's get a little weirder here. 3, 8. Let me clean some of this stuff up. Okay, 3, 8. What is that telling us? That means 3 eighth notes make up 1 beat. So if I go to eighth notes here, try to put some in this bar, I can put 3 of them in a bar, and that's it. So in this meter signature, or this time signature, we can make 3 eighth notes in 1 bar, right? Now, most of the time, your bottom number here is going to be a 4 or an 8. You can have meter signatures that are different, that don't have a 4 or an 8, but it's pretty rare. It's quite rare. So, and I would venture to say most of the time you're actually going to be having a 4 in the bottom. But 8 is common too. Let's try this one. 9, 8. 9 eighth notes per bar. This is when we get into those compound meters and triple meters. And this you're going to feel 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, kind of like swaying your head side to side. This is a side to side kind of meter. So you have to count this a little differently because there's no in between beat. There's no 1 and 2 and, right? Because what you typically do here when you count these things is this is beat 1 and this is beat 2. So you count 1 ti ta, 2 ti ta, 3 ti ta. So 1 ti ta, 2 ti ta, 3 ti ta, 4 ti ta, etc. But there would be no 4 ti ta. In this one you would count 1 ti ta, 2 ti ta, 3 ti ta, 1 ti ta, 2 ti ta, 3 ti ta. So this would kind of feel like it's a 3-based pattern because you have 3 groups of 3 eighth notes. That gets weird. Don't worry about that one too much. Let's go back to a little more normal one. 6, 4. So 6 quarter notes. So let's see what we've got here by accident, the way it just converted it. So this is 1 quarter note because that's 2 eighth notes, right? That's 1. That's another one. That's 2. That's another one. That's 3. That's another one. That's 4. And then we have a half of a beat and then a half rest out here. So those two make 1 beat. That's 5. And then 1 quarter note. That makes 6. So that's 6, 4. So the thing to remember about time signatures, the top number tells us how many beats in a measure. The bottom number tells us what is the beat. So when you see 6/4, all you have to do is think 6 quarter notes per measure. When you see 6/8, you think 6/8 notes per measure. Cool? So those are time signatures.